my wife about this. I said, would you want to know if your parents... No. She goes, no. And I said, especially now that he's 93 and she's 86 or 87. My answer is, hell no. Oh, no, in a weird way.
You thought you had a boy, Dad?
Yeah, I thought you had a... that would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, a little pat on the back.
Yeah, as far as the other question, I guess the fact that my dad, I think his first one, he lost his virginity like a Jeep in France when he was overseas. But that's kind of...
That's not too TMI.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want. I'm not going to.
I didn't get into detail.
Yeah.
I did not get into detail.
The details would have been too much.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I'm sure there's people they found out their parents, when their father was in jail for a criminal or something like that. I mean, criminals have children too. It's not. I'm not just talking about sex. What's the TMI information on your parents? TMI on your parents. And if you're, your father, dropped dead, boinking your mom.
My mom is texting me right now.
Would you want to know? Would you really want to know?
No, I don't want to know at all.
I would want to know.
I don't think it would embarrass me.
No, I just
Either.
don't know how your parent passes away if that's what your parents
A heart attack.
Really? Well, there's not many better ways
Yeah.
to die, right?
Doing something he loves.
Especially
Details
especially
like that.
especially at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it'd be with a smile on your face. But I think that would be about the only detail. I'm good with heart attack. I'm good with that. I don't necessarily need to.
Is there anything you know about your parents that you wish you didn't?
My mom just texted me.
Hi, Mrs. Jansen. He's on the morning show. No, your life is an open book.
So Papa shares it.
So
Jeffrey Tweedy.
sorry, Mom. And she just actually kind of admitted this herself. Both my parents were teachers, right? And
No. You keep that private. But I think if it was with my mother, I don't think it would be a huge deal for me. No. But I don't think I know anything that's like, oh, I really wish I didn't know that. I don't think I've like stumbled upon anything. They definitely haven't told me too much. It would be me finding out.
Okay.
That's for sure.
Bill texts and says, my dad died in a plane crash. This sounds better. Of course you want to know. Stoney and John, too much information about my dad was that when he was a young boy in Sicily, his mom and dad were pushing him to become a priest. They were ready to send him to Rome at the age of 13. He came to the U.S. at 16. That's when Bruno and Jim. You wouldn't be here right now if he became a priest.
Yeah, that's not an option.
My finances, probably my fiance's. My fiance's 17-year-old son's room is next to hers. The morning after we had fun, he left a note on her door. Did you have fun?
Oh.
That's kind of nice.
Sense of humor,
Yeah. By the way, Gov, you might be able to help me with this because you were more of the wrestling guy. I have no idea. Why this popped up, I guess somebody who I follow retweeted this. The Iron Sheik has just tweeted, Hulk Hogan, you are worse than a connecting flight. Is there anything that's going on here? I have no idea.
Is this set up for a rematch?
I don't know. So then I went on the Iron Sheik's Twitter account, and this is the last few tweets he's had made. Andy Dalton, you have Cheeto puffballs. Cheeto puffballs. Andy Dalton, I swear to Jesus, I come to the stadium and suplex you on your head, jabroni.
Which is now in the dictionary, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Next one. What the F is going on with the Dallas Cowboys? I suplex my TV and the Tony Romo.
It's obviously a Cowboys fan.
Tony Romo wasn't doing that game.
All of these are last night except for the most recent one about Hogan. So I'm looking at the replies, and I haven't really figured out what's going on here yet.
It's unbelievable.
And they're in all caps, too. Like, so he's shouting this.
Cody Bellinger just beat the F out of that ball. That was obviously the home run the other night. Oh, my God.
Maybe Evan can help us.
Yeah, Evan's a big wrestler. Get Evan on this. Maybe when Evan joins us at 9:02, we'll be able to figure this out for us, right? Because, man, oh, man, I'm flummoxed. The Iron Sheik in the news again.
Yeah, well,
Hard to believe.
he does like using the jabroni term.
Yeah, that I do know.
He
That's
goes,
not his. That's the Rock's.
No, I know, but I'm looking back in his Twitter feed, and it's about, you go back to early October, it's about every other one. Somebody's a jabroni. The Goldberg,
You're right,
no
though.
jabroni, Bubba.
It is in the dictionary now, which is incredible. By the way, see Mike Vrabel, we lamented a little bit yesterday, even though the Lions didn't win, that, he obviously, it appears, hired the wrong former Patriot coach, although Vrabel didn't come directly to the Titans from the Patriots, he came from the Texans. But when Mike Vrabel pulled on Sunday, it was genius. It was so Belichickian, it was ridiculous. He used a loophole in the rule to do this. What he did was he sent a guy out on the field to be a 12th man on the field to get a penalty. And what the penalty did was stop the clock late in the game. Okay? The situation was the Titans were down 1 to the Texans, 3:25 left in the fourth. Houston has 2nd and 1 at the Titans' 25-yard line. The clock is ticking. It looks like Vrabel sends out Josh Kalu without substituting another player. And Kalu might have sold it a bit from the sideline, or Vrabel did because he was irate that there were too many men on the field.
Right.
The whistle blows, giving the Texans the first down. They probably would have gotten anyway, but it stops the clock. Okay? Probably saves them about 40 to 45 seconds, right? Houston goes and scores,
Right.
which they would have done anyway, but now he had an extra 40 seconds to play with. they scored 150 left as opposed to like with 110 left.
And when Tennessee scored their touchdown, how much time was left on the clock?
No time or
4 seconds.
4 seconds, yes.
So they were able to send it to
It
overtime.
was brilliant.
Yes.
So I assume what's going to happen is next year
There'll be a Vrabel rule.
they'll change the rules.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
It is. And to think that you're thinking that far ahead, because we've all seen let them score so you have time on the clock.
Right.
And we know that trick. This is one where not only did he know that they were going to score, second and one, they're going to pick up the first down
Right.
anyway. So go ahead and give them the first down, but save your clock.
Right.
That's exactly what he did, because theoretically, he could have stopped them.
Yes.
But even if he doesn't, this gives him maximum amount of time to take the ball down the field and score, which they did, to send it to overtime.
Yeah. And it was funny. I saw a clip of his press conference yesterday, and they asked him about it. He pretty much we have to cut down on our penalties and things like that.
Right.
They said, yeah, but did you do it on purpose? Yeah, we got to cut down on our penalties.
Yeah. No, he's not going to admit to it, at least not now.
That's great.
But honestly, I don't know why he wouldn't.
No.
Take credit for it, because it's not against the rules.
Right.
It's just, hey, it's playing
I mean,
within the rules.
Belichick did something similar. What was it? That was with the delay of the game. I think he did multiple delays of the game penalties.
Right, when they had the ball.
Yes.
Yes.
So, which stopped the clock.
It stopped the clock, and it also, I think there was something in regards to.
There was
being able
another
to
time
count
when he had
ball.
the other team when they were on defense where he did something where the clock kept moving without downs going off because he had penalties. So there'd be a penalty,
10
reset
second
the
runoff.
ball, the clock would go, and then there'd be another penalty. So it's just another. And I think they changed that rule, but what Vrabel did was brilliant. Brilliant. We could have had that brilliance here.
Could have.
Anyway.
And I guess that begs the question: does the New England tree need a stop in between? Like, you leave and you go somewhere else to refine and maybe learn a little bit more, and then you become a head coach.
It's possible. Well, that's what Belichick actually did.
Right.
Himself.
Mhm.
Right?
And I'm
Failed in
wondering,
Cleveland, went somewhere else, and
yeah.
you know what happened.
And was it Josh McDaniels, when obviously was the head coach of Denver?
Yeah.
Now he's back in New England. We thought he was going to
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, but maybe the next stop is the one that works out for him.
It looks like the one person who's going to change all this is Brian Flores. He looks like that team plays hard, and they don't have tons of talent, but Miami looks like they could be the real deal in a year or two, especially they have some quarterback. I think his name is Tua. Anyway, coming up next, we'll check out 97.1 The Ticket's website with the one, the only Evan Jenkins. But first, an update from Mr. T.O.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. A radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike C Sports Desk. This is 97.1 The Ticket.
This update is powered by Mother Waddles. Let's start with college football as Michigan's Jim Harbaugh talked with Stoney and John Jansen this morning right here on The Ticket as the Wolverines prepare to square off against Minnesota in the regular season opener for both of those schools on Saturday night. During that appearance, Harbaugh was asked if any of his players could possibly miss that contest against the Golden Gophers because they tested positive for COVID-19.
So far, so good. We're in a good place right now. That there are no positives, nobody in quarantine for COVID-19.
Harbaugh also confirmed that wide receiver Nico Collins is no longer a member of the Michigan Wolverines team. Collins, you'll remember, signed with an agent earlier this year when college football was shut down because of the virus. There's good news for those of us who enjoy watching college football games in the middle of the week involving the Mid-American Conference, as officials with both ESPN and CBS Sports Network confirm in a series of releases today that they'll televise a total of 12 MAC games on a Tuesday or a Wednesday during the first couple of weeks of the season. That season begins in the MAC on November 4th. Finals from the NFL last night. Kansas City defeats Buffalo 26-17. Arizona beats Dallas 38-10. The final stage of the 2020 Major League Baseball season begins tonight in Arlington, Texas, as the Tampa Bay Rays will square off against the Los Angeles Dodgers in Game 1 of the World Series. Clayton Kershaw will get to start in the opener this evening for the Dodgers. He'll be matched up against Rays right-hander Tyler Glasnow. First pitch at 8:09. At the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, don't forget you can go to the Twitter poll. Vote on two things we have. Should the Lions trade Matthew Stafford to Dallas? And I think the better question is, would the Dallas make the trade? One, because Andy Dalton played like crap yesterday. That's why people are enamored with that possibility that I don't think would ever happen. But it's always worth talking about. And also the greatest number 47 in Detroit sports history, Jack Morris, way in front. Benny Oosterbaan second, followed by Jake Ryan and Ryan McNeil.
What's our number on Jack Morris right now?
I don't know. I'll check in a second. But more important than that right now, 971theticket.com, a great website. Evan Jenkins runs it. Will Birchfield, and now Pat Caputo is actually writing some columns for it. What's up, Ev? What's new for an exciting on 97.1 The Ticket? By the way, you can all go on Twitch and watch Evan.
Oh, yeah, you want to see this handsome face? I'm right there on twitch.tv/971 The Ticket. Pat writes features for us now, so I love having Pat on board. He's always a good time, and he always has interesting opinions, to say the least, on the Lions and whatever else is going on. So after every Lions game, you can read Pat Caputo, that's for sure, and then a couple times a week, too.
Yeah, by the way, what's the deal with the Iron Sheik? Because you're the wrestling guy.
Sheiky Baby has been out there for quite a few years now. You see all these wrestlers pass away, and Iron Sheik somehow has made it this far, but he hates Hulk Hogan with a passion. Like, hates him. He's always hated him. It's like, it's his shtick from when he was wrestling, and he just carried it over. But, like, that guy lives his wrestling shtick 24/7. All day, every day. I mean, he loves it.
So, but you hate Andy Dalton last night.
He doesn't like losers, that's for sure.
Well, we've got a Tyson Jones rematch, or I don't know, not a rematch, but we've got a exhibition. Could we get a Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan exhibition?
I feel like both their hips would break during that, and you would see them both get carried out for real, not the fake stretcher in wrestling.
Fake stretcher, yeah.
It would be bad. But yeah, Tyson, did you see that workout video of him again?
No.
Man, he's looking incredible.
So when is this going to take
it's
place?
November
28th.
Yeah, it got pushed back once already.
Right.
So, but let's talk about what's on 971theticket.com and Torkelson and Green. Seems like they're going to be like Batman and Robin, peanut butter and jelly. These two are going to be together and currently are together as they're in the minor league, instrumental league. Is that what it is? Instructional league. And, they're neighbors. They live in a hotel together in Lakeland, and it is great. And I don't know if you saw Torkelson's home run yesterday.
Yes.
So it's good to see. And are we seeing this more, and maybe I'm just being naive to it, because the Tigers prospects are so good that we're seeing this information from the minor leagues? We never saw it before, but is that only because we didn't have prospects that were...
Well, we didn't have prospects that good, number one, but number two, the good prospects that we had minor league seasons, so they didn't go to this instruction.
Sure, okay, so that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Joe Buck, he's had a very, very busy week. He's calling everything under the sun.
It's unbelievable.
And the one time he thought he wasn't on camera, did he make news, right? So Joe Buck and Troy Aikman were talking. What game was that? It was probably
Sunday.
Yes.
It was the Tampa Bay Green Bay game. We actually have the audio.
Oh, do you? Okay, because I was going to read it, but I can't do justice like Joe Buck.
That's a lot of jet fuel just to do a little flyover. That's your hard-earned money and your tax dollars at work. That stuff ain't happening with Kamala Biden ticket. I'll tell you that right now, partner.
The only thing I don't understand is they have a dump button, right?
Yeah.
And so if it's something they don't want to go over, why don't they get rid of it?
Yeah.
It's like, are they hanging them up to dry here? It's like if you went on a tangent and said
Right.
F-bombs left and right, and Greg's like, sorry, Stoney said it. I'm hanging them up to dry.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, get rid of it.
Yeah.
It's wild to me that
know.
made it on TV. But
Gee, Troy Aikman's going to vote for Trump. That's stunning.
So we talked about the Lions, right?
Yes.
And I don't know if you'd want Bob Quinn to move a piece like that, because a lot of people want Bob Quinn out of here, so I don't understand how you'd want him to make a big move like trading Matthew Stafford. But anyway, this brings me to the Lions fan base. And there was a study done for every NFL franchise and how much their fan base complains, right? and they compare it to a victim mentality, right? And so are the Lions fans comparing themselves to a victim? Are they saying bad things will always happen to us and keep happening? Other people or circumstances are to blame, never putting the blame on the team, right? Well, after looking at the study, they're middle of the pack. They're 15th.
Really?
Yes.
Who's?
Well, a lot of fan base, even good teams.
Well, and that's
historically good teams. If they have a bad season, or even a bad game, they go crazy. You know what's going on? The Giants have won Super Bowl. The Giants are horrible. You know what's going on in New York and Philly right now and in DC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! We're just so used to it that we come off as like being, whatever, another lousy Lions season.
right. And the teams that have the biggest complaining fan bases are those winning teams. It's the Cowboys of the world. It's the Patriots of the world. Just they're not supposed to lose, right? So something had to have happened. Ran out of time, stuff like that.
Field was crowned.
Yeah, field was crowned. Wind, rain, stuff like that happens.
Obviously, they're not taking the length of complaining into account, because what has been 57 years that we've had opportunity to complain.
More than that.
More than that, absolutely. And Stoney was just talking about his beloved Philadelphia Eagles, and there's been a running bit, and I stand by this, that I think Philly's a horrible town, and people from Philly are horrible. Sorry, Stoney. He knows it. I say it to his face.
I know.
What did you think about the Philly fans when you played there?
Honestly, I loved it. Because
they're so awful that they fuel you?
Well, because they have passion for their team. They've got passion for their city. And it was, there's no chant that I hated more than E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
Fly,
and the song. Here
yeah,
we
well,
go.
you had your song too.
Well, during a rendition of Fly, Eagles, Fly, fans that were allowed in the stadium decided to brawl. Because that's the wise idea to make right now, is get into a fist fight when somebody's, 7 rows in front of you and not even close to being around you. You're probably more likely to get annoyed at fans, and I understand that because you're going to hear them way better now than you would in 65,000 people. But come on, man.
Again, I go back to the passion. They've got passion.
But they fight their own fans. They fight
That's okay. That's the beauty
Well, that
of it.
happens in Silverdome all the time. That used to happen in Silverdome all the time.
Nobody's ever claimed that the Lions fans are the smartest peeps out there.
Well, football fans in general. You get a little
blues, huh? Yeah, that's the only complaint I had about week 1 when they had the virtual fans on
No
TV.
fights.
There was no fights.
If they would have
It
thrown
wasn't realistic.
One little spat in there would have been pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And then in Sunday Night Football, the refs got the axe from the fans on Twitter. You know what I'm talking about? There was a play that happened between the Rams and the 49ers where Jarrett McKinnon was running the ball. He was down, clearly down.
Oh, yes.
Fumble. They called it a fumble on the field, and they had to overturn it. But that should have never been called on the field, right?
No, how did they? I can't believe they needed to review
How many
that.
officials are out there? Is it 4 or 5?
6.
Yeah.
6 people missed that? 6 people. Now, one person's like, no, down. You see down called on plays that shouldn't be called down.
Right.
And that one, he's like, let it go. We can go to replay for that.
There was one one in the Chiefs game. Where Mahomes, I believe, was who fumbled. Right?
Was it Mahomes?
I think so, or somebody, but it was on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I think it was a female official. She was pointing. She was pointing down.
Down.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, by the way, there was one play that
It was.
he was doing everything that you don't want a quarterback to do. He was running down the left side. He saw that there wasn't room, so it looked like he was going to go back behind the line of scrimmage and try to throw it. And I'm like, no, don't throw it. Don't do it. It's not legal. You can't do it.
Right.
And then he totally juked him and went back up. It reminded me of Dante Hall. Remember
Yes.
when he played for the Chiefs and he was like a human joystick? It was incredible to watch. And it was a game of like 4 yards, but I was so impressed by this. And then, I like to make fun of people that collect stuff that I don't collect because I'm just a hater, And I collect memorabilia. People like to hate on me for that. But now, huge fans of Eddie Van Halen can buy his guitars.
Wow.
And that's cool. That's a big deal, right? There's 2 of them that are going up for auction. One is his 2004 EVH Charvel Art Series electric guitar. It tells you all about it. It's a Fender Stratocaster style headstock. Number 54 on the back. The iconic black and white abstract stripe art design on the front. Now that's amazing, right? That you can get this. Too soon? Put that up for sale that quick, huh?
Yeah, that is a little quick. By the way, I was going to forward it to you. It's still going on. He participated in the Chad Tuff Foundation virtual thing. They have a memorabilia auction, or a lot of memorabilia. There's some really good stuff on there.
I know it's for a great cause, so I'm going to
Yes.
go look, but it's not only Michigan.
No.
There's trips. But the memorabilia
How about the
is
memorabilia?
it's from all over all sports. You've
Right.
got
Oh,
golf
really?
things, you've got
Yes.
baseball, football, basketball. I mean,
Yeah.
it covers all sports.
Right.
Right now, I'm in the running for a Kurt Gibson signed jersey.
Should I one up them?
I did the same
And then charge them $20 at the top, and then give that back to the charity too.
I said the same thing to him.
That's great, actually. You were a big Gibby guy growing
Oh,
up.
huge Kurt Gibson fan.
By the way, condolences on the loss of his mom.
Yes, you mentioned that.
Oh, that is too bad. But there's so much information on 971theticket.com today. There's also a video of a lady on a plane that decided to cough on everybody on her way getting escorted off said plane as she says they're all going to die.
Any other lady videos from you on this one?
There are some, but they were last week. You know,
Okay.
I want to give you fresh stuff,
Okay,
so that's
okay.
the only reason why I didn't bring it up today. But go to
Okay.
90s. And then also Jim Harbaugh, the interview that you guys did with him, the write-up will be on the website here shortly. Harbs is out there. You know what I like about him is he's not selling hype, and I love it. He's tempered with it,
Because he's got burned by it
and I
before.
really think, he's not out there saying I expect us to win the Big Ten like he did last year. But, I mean, which coach shouldn't expect their team to win the Big Ten? Now, saying it publicly is a different thing. But I digress. But if there's one strong part, I was just saying this to Doug Karsh. I took off my Michigan State green for a second. Their running backs are super strong this year, aren't they? As a collective unit, that's the unit, right?
They are, yeah. And Chris, I should have brought up the other time. Chris Evans,
Right,
is
him out of the
back.
and catching passes and him just being a leader, I think is going to help Haskins and
Zach
Charbonnet.
Charbonnet and the
Freshman
exciting
Corum.
one, Blake Corum. That's the one everybody is excited to see. They're obviously excited to see all of them, but Blake Corum is new, and we hear about his speed, the breakaway speed. Again, got to see it on the field.
Exactly. Thank you, Adam. Appreciate it as always. Coming up next, Heather has news.
Well, I'm actually going to tell you a little bit more about that anti-masker on a flight who went crazy. I've got more details on that. Plus, I'm going to tell you why visitors to a zoo in China were left horrified after witnessing the bear exhibit.
Go on. 97 on the ticket.
Well, hopefully you didn't bet on the red rifle last night, and instead you bet on Patrick Mahomes. And tonight we got the World Series starting. The Dodgers are a humongous favorite. That means you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. They're ready to take your real money wagers on all the action. You can stop by and place your bets at the live betting window, or you can go to one of the easy-to-use self-service kiosks. The BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, teasers, and so much more. There's no better place in Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. You can stop by the betting window or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to believe in your game again at the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. Must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ 950 AM Traffic Center, this report sponsored by Mastercraft Heating and Cooling. An accident, I-94 eastbound at 21 Mile Road. Right shoulder blocked on the exit ramp. Moving work crew westbound 696 from Orchard Lake Road to the 275 I-96 connector. And here along westbound I-96 from Milford to Kid Lake Road. A left lane closure underway through that stretch. For same-day service of your furnace or plumbing, call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 37 years in the business. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 800-924-2123. MastercraftHeating.com. I'm Tracy DeCasca with the traffic.
This is an important election announcement. Early voting is now open in Michigan. Go to iwillvote.com to find your early voting location. There are 2 convenient ways to vote early, by mail or in person. You can choose the one that works around your schedule. Go to iwillvote.com today. Paid for by the Democratic National Committee, Democrats.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. The Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you with that oil change. Doing it yourself is a great way to save some money. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Pennzoil high mileage motor oil and an STP oil filter for just $27.99. And we've got even more ways to get it. Just order online with our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
What are real people saying about Skechers Arch Fit footwear? Joe from Hilton Head says, I need arch support, and these shoes have it. Joe, Skechers Arch Fit don't just have arch support, they have podiatrist certified arch support that was developed with over 20 years of data. Next Pete from New York writes, great for walking. I stand a lot of work and the arch fit keeps me comfortable. My feet don't feel tired at the end of the day. Okay, Pete gets it. He's walking, working, just living in Skechers Arch Fit. These shoes are great for virtually everybody. Find podiatrist certified Skechers Arch Fit at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
A car is more than 4 wheels and some seats. It helps take you where you want to go. So does Community Financial Credit Union. Car loans are quick and easy at Community Financial. Apply online or visit a local branch. Pre-approval is free and there's no application fee. And their